In this video, we'll see how we analyze a graph or answer a question based on a graph or a chart, a table, any figure. First of all, we have to, as any paragraph, we have to start with a topic sentence. In the topic sentence, we give the main idea of the graph and we give its source, if we are given the source in the question. If we know the source, we add it. If not, we just skip this part. Then, in 2 to 3 sentences, we analyze the data found in the graph, in the figure. Okay, and we have to pay attention to the tenses that we need to use. For example, if the graph gives any data between 1992 and 1996, we have to use simple past tense. And then in the concluding sentence, we answer the question or what we conclude out of the graph. Here are some verbs that can be used while analyzing the graph. We can use increase in order not to repeat increase so many times. We can use rise, decrease or decline, fluctuate or vary. Other phrases we can use the maximum percentage or the maximum number, the climax, the top, the minimum. We can use gradual increase or gradual decrease if it's increasing or decreasing gradually. For example, it was 8, then it became 10, 12, so there is gradual increase. If there's dramatic decrease, which is from 100 to 70 or 100 to 50, then it's dramatic decrease. If there's steep increase or steep decrease, it's the same idea. For example, it was 20 and then it became 80, so this is steep increase. Let's see an example. Here we have this graph at the top. You have it in your worksheet. So, the following bar, the question is, the following bar chart that is taken from this website shows the percentage of waste composition in Lebanon. This is the main idea, because of course we don't need to copy it as it is in our answer. We need to rewrite it. Read it well, then write a short paragraph to answer the following question. What does the following data show about waste in Lebanon? So first of all, I started with the topic sentence or the main idea of the graph. The following histogram, so I'm just rewriting the main idea. The following histogram that is found on this website depicts, instead of shows, I used the meaning, the waste composition percentage in Lebanon. The highest percentage is that of organic wastes at about 50%. Here we don't have a past year, it's about now, so I'm using simple present. A dramatic decrease is shown for paper and cardboard waste at about 15%, which is approximately equal to that of plastic wastes. The minimum percentages are those of metal and glass at about 5%, and the percent of the other waste is a little bit more at about 10%. And then, as a conclusion, Lebanese people's rubbish consists mainly of organic material. We'll do another sample together. We'll look at this graph. Okay, so here, just a second. Okay, I'll write the question here. Okay, so this graph, this bar graph, this is the question, is taken from Statistics Research Development to show the frequency of social media use among teenagers in the United States in April 2018. Read this histogram and write a short paragraph to show how teenagers' use of social media varies. Now, if we look at the graph here, let me just make it bigger so it becomes more clear. Okay. So, here we have frequency of social media use among teenagers in the United States as of April 2018. Almost constantly 16%, hourly 27%, daily less than hourly 30%, weekly or less 8%, don't use social media 19%. So I need to start first of all with the main idea of the graph. So the above bar graph shows the percentage of using social media among American teenagers in April 2018. Now if you see here, I wrote the main idea. Okay, the above bar graph I can add here. That is taken from statistics, or that is found on statistics research development page or website. Shows the percentage of using social media among American teenagers in April 2018. Now, I need to start analyzing the graph. As for teenagers who use social media almost constantly, the percentage was, because it's in April 2018, so I have to use past tense, was 16%. Showing I can use here steep increase to reach 30% for teenagers who used social media hourly. Okay, this percentage, if we look at the graph, here 27, not 30. This percentage increased to reach the climax. Let me just here in order not to use to reach twice, increase till 27%. In order not to use to reach twice, that's it. This percentage increased to reach the climax at 30% for teenagers who used social media hourly. Okay, as for teenagers using social media weekly, the percentage was at the minimum point at 8%, which increased till, let me check the number, 19% for teenagers who didn't use social media at all. To conclude, I can use to conclude. It's good as a conclusion. Come in. We need to show how teenagers' use of social media varies. To conclude, we can say that American teenagers used social media at different percentages So because as you see here, there's no specific percentage which is fixed. It varies between people who use social media constantly, hourly, etc. So at different American teenagers use social media at different percentages, and I can add their daily lives, whatever. So this is the graph analysis. It's easy, but I have to follow the steps: topic, sentence with the main idea. Then I analyze the graph, what percentages I have, and I cannot say it increased and I stop. It increased and I have to give the percentage, or it decreased and I have to give the percentage. The maximum percent is I have to give the person, and then I just give a conclusion about what I find in this graph.